that they will see the end of the struggle. We are talking about struggle, we are talking about the struggle to develop and the struggle to come out from the grip of oppressors and suppressors that have been since the day of colonialism. And today we have what we call neo-colonialism. So what I'm trying to say here is that the youth are a potential, and this youth can be a strong force to reckon with when it has to do with issues of Africa. And permit me to say that we cannot undermine the value that this youth carry. We cannot undermine the vision that most of them carry. And I wish to say that the African youth have understood the times in which we live, and they are scrambling in all the sectors. They are scrambling to see that they are positioned all over the world. It's not a mistake. There's going to be a time whereby it's going to be called Africans coming back home. It may take time, but Africans will come back home, because their continent cannot be hijacked forever. Their continent cannot be taken hostage forever. So this morning we'll be looking into some issues, but I'm just trying to give this overview that the continent of Africa belongs to all Africans, but the youth have a duty to make sure that their continent is not destroyed, to make sure that their continent stands in the lane of ethics. And we know some of the ills that are coming today, like the ill of homosexuality, lesbianism, we must call them by name. These are great ills that are coming in, whereby if embraced, they are going to hamper the population growth of Africa. Because if youths are lesbians today, they are homosexuals, they will not give birth to children and the rest, and that is a big so that is, so we will come into some of these things. But I just wish to say that we have to be very careful, especially the church. Church don't joke with the youth. The youth needs to be properly drilled and oriented towards God, so that they should stand on the grounds of godliness while building and developing their nation. We will come back to look into issues that concern youth. I'm just giving that general overview. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Musoke. Let me come to you, Juan. We are looking at the African woman also being potential developers of Africa. First of all, I want us to look at the African woman, her identity and her role when it comes to development.
Thank you so much. Looking into the African context and the identity of the African woman, because if you don't know your identity, you don't know who you are, you don't know where you are going. There's a common saying that if you don't know where you are coming from, definitely you will not know where you are heading to. Now, the identity of the African woman is African. Africans need to understand that they are Africans. We will not struggle to put ourselves in shoes that are not our own. We will not struggle to be brainwashed. We will not struggle to look like a white man. Not talking about you, Alice. You are so fine.
Thank you.
We will not struggle to change our colors, because we don't want to be identified as black people, as black woman. The black woman is beautiful. We have to understand that our culture defines who we are, defines actually who we are. Our culture is what makes us understand the ground which we are standing on. Because we are not, if you don't know the ground which you are standing on, you will not understand the challenges that you have to face. When you put yourself in the shoes of the white man or in the shoes of the white woman, they have their own challenges which are not ours. We know where we are coming from. We know houses where we grew up. We know communities where we grew up. And the challenges that we have in those communities are not the challenges that the white women have. So we should actually know where we are coming from. Now, looking at the African woman in the years ahead, or in 2050, you said 2050, right? I don't want to take it right up to 2050. If you look at the African woman, even in 5 years now, the African woman has to understand that this is where I'm coming from. I should also know where I am going to. I'm coming from a poverty-stricken family. It's not because my mother did not know how to read and write that I should stay without knowing how to read and write. If I understood the challenges of my mother, I'll know how to fix myself. If I understand the challenges of the communities where I'm coming from, where I come from a place where they give a girl child into marriage to get the money to sponsor the boy child. If I understand the background of where I'm coming from, I will definitely understand that there is a big role in me getting educated. so that I will not treat my girls, I will not treat my own children the way my parents or my grandparents treated my sisters and my aunties. Now, for the African woman, what do we do to come out? Because it is about economic empowerment. Whatever thing that you are empowered on, if you don't add economic empowerment there, you will stay a beggar. Just like our father, Mr. Mosoke, used to say that education is not, or knowledge is not only about getting certificate. It's about impacting and getting something out of it. Now, if a woman understands that she has to contribute in the economic aspect of her home, there are so many things that will change the status quo. It will change the fact that she will not be battered. I know that it's not all women that are battered because of economic issues, but I can bet you 99% is about that. You see the man complaining, oh, I do this, oh, I pay the fees, I buy dresses, I do. You don't do anything for yourself. It's like you are just a problem. It's like they just carry you, and what you can offer is children. Yes, African women understand that what we can offer is children, and if you don't offer those children, it becomes a problem. If you have a challenge and you are not able to have children, but you are able to have an economic empowerment, the man will not discard you like garbage. He will not discard you like trash. But if you understand your economic worth, there are women that they cannot be kicked out of marriage anyhow. There are women that when you want to kick her out of the marriage, the blinds will follow, the television will follow, the fan will follow, even the cameras that are watching at me like this on high. There are women that when you break down this place, the things go. You follow the women. Why? Because the woman has empowered herself in a way that she's so valued in the community. So what am I saying? The African woman, it is time for us to empower ourselves. It is time for us to come out of the box. It's time for us to say, you are just a woman. So people understand that, but I cannot do this thing because I am just a woman. I don't think that there is anywhere that they have said that if you are just a woman, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot go to school, you cannot become a professor, you cannot become a medical doctor, you cannot become a journalist. Not now with this for TV. Before it was not like that. So it is about coming out of the box. Come out from the box. Where they want to cover, you say, no, I don't want to be covered. Because there are chauvinistic tendencies that women will always want to stay behind. If you are with a man that is afraid of empowerment, I know that it's only weak men that can be afraid of empowerment. But great men, I know of great men, Mr. Mosoke is here, I know of great men, I know of other great men who really want that their wives, their women should be empowered. I think our men should be like that. Our brothers should be like that. We should not only be thinking that it's because it's your wife that she has to stay home, she has to just be the mother of your children. We should also consider the fact that your sister is equally with another man, and if she is treated to like that, your family will not grow. So while you are growing somebody else's family, somebody else is equally growing your family. So together, let us grow. I am the voice of the woman.
Yeah, you're actually the voice of the women. Thank you very much. You've given us the identity of who the African woman is, and when we come back, we are going to continue with that discussion. Mr. Mosoke, looking at the youth, most of the knowledge they gotten from school is in files. Is in their files. They take it up, they take it down. Nowhere for them to practice what they have learned in school. I'm talking about unemployment here. Now, with this challenge that these youth are facing, you've gone to school, you've had this challenge, you've got the theory, even though practically it's a bit challenging when it comes to Africa. Here in Buea, practical session is a bit challenging. But having all of these ideas in files and not being able to practice it somewhere, don't you think that is already a big challenge for these youth to be potential developers of Africa?
Yes, thank you so much for asking this very crucial question. And I wish that the young people should listen to me, and not only the young people, but everybody can listen to this. I wish to say that we are living in the 21st century. I wish to highlight that point. We are living in a century that is active, that is extremely dynamic, that is changing so fast. That is the century in which we find ourselves. In the 19th century, the dynamism was not as what we find today. A lot of what people studied in schools, universities, and the rest was very useful, applicable immediately in the field, because they needed a lot of people to work. There were a lot of vacancies for people to work. So that which they studied from school was readily applicable But time has changed, whereby that which is readily studied in school is not applicable as such. By the time you finish studies, things have moved about 20 years ahead of time. By the time you finish 3 years, things have gone 20 years ahead. So what you have as knowledge is no longer useful, because the world has changed and the systems of the world no longer welcome you, because they have moved ahead. That is a reason why I explained something the other time. I permit me to come back a little bit briefly to it. That there are basically 3 types of education. You have the traditional or classic education, which is that which we go to school and get. You have personal education. Then you have what we call marketplace education. I have to explain this. Now, the classic or traditional education is what we get. Everybody gets that one from school. That one constitutes just about 10% of usefulness when you finish it. It's only about 10% useful. So 90% you are useless. In some cases, you are even 98% useless. Just 2% of knowledge that you've gotten to build a base. So that is why I said something here. Permit me to say it again. I said, by the time you go to the university, let me just take this simple case study. You start first year university. It means that you have about 3 years in the university. You need to read at least 52 books every year. So by the time you finish, you've read about 156 books. That is what constitutes personal education. Personal. It means that what you are studying in school, you on your own look at the trend of life, the trend of where the world is going to, because schools already have fixed curriculum or whatsoever. That is what they are teaching, because that's what is being taught everywhere. So they will not be bringing you new things that are happening, because that is not part of the syllabus, that's not part of the curriculum. They will wait until when the curriculum is revised. So you have to work 90% on your own. And this is what we call personal education. There are a lot of YouTube videos online. There are a lot of books that have been written by people. There are a lot of avenues where you can understand where the world is going to. There are newspapers that are published digitally that tells you where the world is found. So you need to upgrade your knowledge yourself to be part of the movement, the trend, the dynamics of the world. That will call personal education. And most of African youth are not into this lane. Okay, you finished 3 years with another friend who also finished 3 years. He has read 152 books or 156 books of high intense knowledge that gives him the leeway. Can you compare your citizen with that man?
No.
He can do things 1,000,000 times more than you.
It's more exposed.
So this is the trick of the 21st century. Classrooms are important to enlighten you and to give you some enlightenment. But the knowledge that you get from classroom gets expired even before you finish the university. So you have to go for the real thing. While you are fulfilling the law by doing these 3 years, by the time you are finished, you are already an expert. Because that you have studied on your own personally now. That's personal education. And that is what is supposed to take all your time. Because there is a lot of work to be useful. You cannot be useful from the 4 walls of a classroom. There's no, even Harvard University does not make anybody to be useful. Harvard students work a lot on their own. They do a lot of individual research. They do a lot of individual works on their own. If you read their stories very well, they explain. They say there's no magic in Harvard. It is personal effort that makes them to be outstanding, because they have the materials they can exploit. But if you come there and you don't exploit the materials, you also go out like any other person who have gone to any other university. So this is it. And this is where we are bringing the youth of today. This potential of they using their time judiciously to work, to read, to watch YouTube videos that are important, to watch other, to follow other avenues, other platforms that are modern, that are up to date, and upgrade themselves. Why going to school? Because going to school today is just like fulfilling the will of your parents. There are people who don't have traditional or classic education. They have just personal education, and there are billionaires that are making waves everywhere. I'm not saying that people should not go to school. People should go. But I'm saying that you realize at the end that what you got there is very, very useless at the end if you did not upgrade yourself. Then now the marketplace education, the marketplace now is talking about you on your own, practically looking at how things are functioning in the world of the marketplace of businesses and other things. How is the marketplace functioning now? How are things being done in the world today? What is the trend of the world? Then you learn from experts. You learn from people that have made it. You study their biography. You study their history. You study big businesses that have made it, big organizations that have made it. You study them. That way you gain marketplace knowledge that you can also use now to implement your own. Nobody will give you this in the classroom. Nobody will give you this in the forums of a classroom. So this tool set, personal and marketplace, youth don't have it. And because they don't have it, they always talk about jobs. Somebody who has personal education and marketplace education can never talk about jobs. Never. Because he's already more than a job. He is worth what is more than jobs. He is the one that can be employing other youths that are lazy. These are the type of human beings that I'm talking today about, the younger generation, the potential, and what they can get to be different from the lazy youths that count on the four walls of the class, go first degree, master's, PhD, a PhD holder with empty head. You don't know anything. You only carry a big title and a big name, but you cannot offer anything except going back to class and giving back those notes that you were giving, which are useless in the world in which we live. So this is the secret, and the youth must catch this. Going to school is important, but personal education makes you to also gain a lot of skills that are useful today. Those skills are not given in the four walls of the classroom. You are the one that go for those skills yourself and gain them, because you know that they are useful according to what the world is found today. That is what we are talking to the youth today. You will remain poor and unemployed for millions of years if you count on the fact that you have a PhD in your pocket, you have a master's degree in your pocket, you have a first degree in your pocket, because there are just too many PhD holders today that are unemployed. You see them everywhere struggling to teach in some of these small schools around with PhD in their pocket. They cannot go to anywhere. Universities cannot absorb them. So they are virtually helpless with a PhD in their pocket. Is it not madness? So because they thought that classic or traditional education is sufficient. No, they don't have personal education, they don't have marketplace education or marketplace knowledge or personal knowledge. That's where they have missed it. Thank you. I'll come back.
Yeah, you definitely come back to answer this question, and we've learned about traditional education, personal education, and marketplace education. Okay, madam, you talked a lot about the African woman, who she is, who she should know who she is and what she can do. Now, what are those actions, what are those things that these women should start doing to ensure that when they are talking about development in Africa, when they want to take decisions in Africa, the women too are going to be part of the decision-making table?
Thank you very much. If last time on set, I said that he who blows the pipe determines the tune. Now, for women, what can women start doing? Every woman should start doing something. Start from somewhere. They say a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Start from anything you can do. There are women who don't know how to do anything. You cannot sew. You cannot wash even hair. You cannot even take care of your baby properly. You don't know anything. All what you are is, I am married. Some that are not married. So begin from somewhere. And women should be intentional about developing themselves. If you don't develop yourself, nobody will develop it for you. You have to do it by yourself. Women have to be proactive. If you hear that there is a seminar somewhere teaching a group of women how to produce soap, go there, madam. Go there and learn how to produce soap. Go to that seminar and learn how to do. There are NGOs outside sending girls on vocational training.
Yes.
There are girls who they are not doing anything. They are just washed on done. They are not doing anything. Go to those places and get an opportunity to be trained on something. You could be trained on tailoring, you could be trained on designing, you could be trained on hairdressing, you could be trained on so many fields. There are so many of them. If you are not able to lay your hands on any, please reach us on York Network. York Network is equally doing things like that. We are doing stuff like that, making sure that women should not stay and be beggars. Women are like beggars. You have to beg for everything, including your part. You beg for everything. You beg for 2K, you beg for breakfast, you beg for lunch, you beg for supper. When you are like that, how will the society respect women? It's only women who do things that have the opportunity to perform on the table, that have the opportunity to do decisions on the table. If now we are on the table, we have to contribute something, or we have to bring in ideas. See, the idea of a very broke man is not considered an idea, no matter how strong the idea might be, because you are so broke, because you cannot. There is a way that you present yourself that your ideas will look presentable. You cannot come anyhow and present an idea. They will think that the poverty is getting in your head. They will think that something is wrong with you because you are not looking neat, you are not looking clean, you are not looking. They will always be thinking that it's because you are poor, that's why you are saying that they should do this. But if you do something, you are able to take care of yourself, your ideas, I bet you, will be recognized. So now, women should be able to get something to it. Women should learn a trade. Women should sell. I sell online, right? Have you not been buying from me? Women should sell. Now we have our Android phones. There are lots. Normally this Android phone, we are not even exploiting even 20% of what it was created for. But all we can do with this Android phone is Facebook and WhatsApp. We spend hours on phone doing nothing constructive. We spend hours on phone just discussing and doing things that cannot change our lives. But I think that when an idea gets in, you will form something that will produce something. So we should start doing something with our lives.
All right, thank you, Mr. Musoke. There is a question, but let me just ask a question because I wanted to follow the order. This one says, "Greetings, Mr. Musoke. I wish you to help me structure how I should climb the academic ladder, because I intend to get to PhD, but at one point, is it proper to stop and work before continuing with my education?" Mr. Musoke.
Now, it's a very good question. I wish to say that the situations at hand matters. You may be somebody that has only one opportunity to be able to do first degree master PhD. Maybe you are being sponsored by somebody, and that is the opportunity you have. It may be difficult for you to stop and think that you will come back. But in the course of studying, it means that if you are doing first degree master's PhD, by the time you are already going to masters, you should already have gained a certain skill that is already making you to have money on your own, especially these online skills of today, these digital skills, whereby you don't need to leave your house to go and do some work somewhere. You sit just at the back of your house, at the back of your room, and study and get this knowledge. Especially digital tradings like stocks, forex, cryptocurrency trading, and so on. These are things that you study, then you work online on your own, and you can make a lot of money. And there are also a lot of online sales that are going on today, digital marketing and the rest, e-commerce and all these things. There are a good number of those things that you can study on your own, and you are making a lot of money on your own online, just with your laptop or with your phone. So why studying to become a PhD holder, for example? Because the real use for PhD is because you wish to teach. PhD is not just continue to have a name. It's because you wish to become a university lecturer tomorrow.
And the name.
Yes.
Doc.
If they are calling you doc. Dogs are found in homes with tails. I'm seeing some dogs that they call everywhere dogs.
Not that dog, yeah.
Dogs.
Not that
No,
one, not that one.
I'm just saying that let's not give a name that can make somebody think otherwise. Children know that dog is that one that has a big tail. So, but nevertheless, that is how they call them, dogs, profs, this and that. It's not bad. This illusion of having a name that I have a master's degree, I have a first degree, I have a PhD. Please, we have misunderstood these concepts. These are just academic achievements which do not necessarily put food on your table. When you have a certificate, when you have a degree, when you have a qualification that requires another person to employ you before you start having money, know that that qualification should be temporal. It's a temporal qualification. You should look for other qualifications and other knowledge that will make you to become independent. There are people that have this knowledge of having a job, yes, but they also have business organization and businesses that make them to be independent. Never live your life in a way that you will live forever and only go on retirement, like many of our parents have been deceived. Jobs are scams. A job is a scam if it does not make you to become an independent person. A job that makes you to remain until you go on retirement is a scam. A job that orients you, that you work for a while, you gather something there, you now start something which is your own, is not a scam. That's why you have so many people who have jobs, but they have businesses that are paying them 1 million times more than a job. They are just holding those jobs for patriotic reasons. Not that they must be there. So when you are building your life today as a youth, don't look about the issue called PhD. That is just a degree. Look at how to acquire degrees. Yes, it's good, but would that make you to be independent? A PhD cannot make somebody to be independent. A PhD cannot make somebody to be independent. You make it to want to apply for a job to teach in the university, and which is not bad. But that is not where you should end. You should look at the world. Look at avenues that will give you knowledge that will make you to become independent. I wish to use that word again. Independent. It means that if you don't want to go to work that day, you have the power to say you are not going to work. You can even stay in your house for 1 month and say you wish to rest, because that is your own job, or that is your own business, or that is your own initiative, and that is where everybody should struggle to become or to be. You should not live your life that today they fire you, you leave. You start struggling to look for another job. We are living in a world today whereby the internet is available. The world is available. Information and communication technology is available. So you should build your life out of the 4 walls of the classroom that leads you up to PhD. That one is a very small, narrow path of life. And it has frustrated so many people. There are so many PhD holders, so many professors that are very poor. I mean, very poor, with that big certificate, knowledge, and the rest. And a good number of them are regretting because they thought that that is what will make life. But the younger generation have understood that that is not what makes life. In as much as it is important, with that line of knowledge, you should have your own stuff that is yours, that nobody can take you away from or take it away from you. That is what we call life. Life is not when you are working for somebody. Take note. So working for somebody should just be a stepping stone. That's where you are starting. To build your own now. Once you are done, you leave it. Let another man to come and start. Then you go and develop your own, which is yours. Even when you die tomorrow, it remains with your children. A job does not remain with children. When you are a director and they remove you, you don't transfer directorship to children. You don't transfer ministerial position to children. You don't transfer a divisional deal, governor, all those things are not transferable. But a business is transferable. So build your life in a way that you end up with something that is transferable to your children, transferable to your family, transferable to the next generation. That is what belongs to you. But if you end up in the midst of things which at the end you will leave it and go on retirement, and you are not taking anything away from it, that is not life. And this is the sense that I'm giving to youth. You are not paying me for this. I'm giving it free. Don't build your life to rely on systems, on organizations. Use those as stepping stones to build your own stuff that you can transfer tomorrow to your children, to your wife, and whosoever you are transferring it to. It belongs to you. That is life. And I want you to learn this sense. The colonial masters deceived us, deceived our parents, to rely on things which do not belong to them. They work for them. They take the billions and the trillions and go and develop their countries. Our parents today have gone on retirement and cannot even take 40,000 francs after 3 months. Especially places like the CDC and the rest. Many people who walk through these systems have helped other nations to develop, and they themselves are suffering today with sticks and cannot take even 50,000 francs after 3 months to go home. But they are the ones that contributed and built these organizations. They were deceived because they were supposed to work like this and develop their own initiatives that they will remain with. But at the end, all of them went home empty-handed. And today so many of them are regretting how they have ruined their lives. It applies to many other jobs. Many other jobs you see like this, they don't belong to you. Don't waste your time, put all your energy, put all your knowledge there. Tomorrow you will be kicked out of it and you will go home carrying your hands on your head. Build your own business, build your own initiative, start your own organization while working. Don't feel that job, even if you are the best staff there, you will leave that place tomorrow and you will have yourself to blame. Build your own thing that belongs to you. That is what is important. It's not those titles, PhD holder, the rest you are teaching in the certain university. Tomorrow you will not be there again. Build your business. That's why Nigerian professors and doctors are the best examples that I always quote. They have big businesses that is paying them even 1,000 times more than the doctorate and the professorship that they are using to teach. They are very wise, very smart. That is how the youth of today are supposed to be. Be very smart, very wise. Work. Yes, I'm not saying that you should not work. But while working, that should just be a stepping stone. Build your life so that you have something independent tomorrow that is yours. Thank you.
Hold on, excellence impact at high television. You want to add something? Okay.
I equally want to add to what Mr. Okay just said. That while you are working, please make sure you invest. Make sure you save money. Some people, when they work at the end of the month, they find themselves that they are already owing more than what their salary is even. They spend the money. You take a house that is above what you earn.
You don't even earn.
You cannot be earning 80,000 francs because those are the kind of money that companies or workplaces in Cameroon, that's what they reduce a lot of people on. The worst is even when it comes to women. They'll start telling you that you have career breaks. They'll start telling you that you're going on maternity leave. They'll start telling you why you are doing those jobs as a woman. Please, I want to focus on the woman because I know the men are already getting from Mr. Mosoke. Please, women, as you're working, no matter how small your salary is, make sure you invest in something. Make sure you play in Jangi. Make sure you save. That money that you're saving is to enable you to start up your own business. And I would like to talk to the person who wrote that message to Pa Mosoke, that what will I do? Guide me on how to. He already said it, that it depends on the opportunity that you have. That in case you have somebody who wants to sponsor you now, and when I left school, when I left the University of Boya, I did not come out from a family where we're so rich, where they can take me to school and all that. I had to stop. I work over some years, and after that, during my work, I did not just bury my head that I'm coming to stay, because the job itself was just a means for me to get to what I wanted. While I was doing that job, I was saving up, and boom, there is a scholarship that came up. My pastor used to say that opportunity it meets luck. That what they call good luck is an opportunity that met a prepared person. That's what they call luck. We were many of us, but the other people were not prepared. So be always prepared. Get the certificate, yes. Be prepared that if this opportunity lands now, bam, you are leaving. You are going to do that one. And so when I saw this opportunity, and I would like to share it right here, please, women, if you know you have a degree, you have whatever thing that you have, go to Cameroon Women's Scholarship. Please go there, Google it. If you are watching me right now, right, go to Cameroon Women's Scholarship. There are scholarships where they give it to women. They encourage women. There are many people who don't even know. And while I was working in that place, I will not call the name of the place for publicity reasons, because they have not paid ITV.
Yes.
So while I was working out, somebody said, "Hey, John, look at this opportunity. Look at it." I had my document soft copy in my hand. I had an internet system where I was working, and immediately I sent my documents from my computer, from my phone. So don't be somebody that when they want a document from you, they need some documents for you to apply for something. You will say that, "No, my documents are in Manfe. No, I have to travel to Bamenda. No, you see me like this. No, I gave it to my mother. I have to go and call my mother." Keep your documents soft copy. We are living in a very smart world. The world is so super smart that if you are not smart, you are going to miss out on a lot of things. So get your documents soft copy in your email. Put anywhere you are. You can just pop 1 second, you already have the documents. And that is how I applied for that scholarship, and I got it. And that is a scholarship that sent me to do my master's degree at Pan-Afric, a school where poor people's children don't go. Oh, I forgot that is publicity. So that is how I got that scholarship. And the money for that scholarship can only be paid into an educational institution. They don't give you the money in your hand. It's much money. And they said I should provide an admission letter somewhere. And since I could get it fastly from there, I got it. And that's how that money was transferred for my master's degree. So you will be there thinking that, well, my parents will have money, well, what will I do? I will just be like that. But you are not smart. Please, ladies, let's be smart. Get your documents so that when an opportunity show up, even if somebody calls you on phone, you'll be ready to furnish the documents that are needed. And while you take that, your small work that you are managing, please save. Because there are times that you will even need to pay transport to go for an interview. Or you need to pay, or you need to, there's an opportunity that this is this thing, we need to invest in this thing, and you will not have it. You start struggling to borrow. Try to have some money somewhere. As a human being, have money somewhere. Something can happen and people start running, you don't know how to run. So please, let's try as much as possible as women so that we can meet up with this running economy.
All right, thank you very much, Madam. There's one aspect that I want both of you to handle. I just pray that time should be on our side. I'll start with you, Mr. Musoke. Looking at the young people of today, and we are saying that the youth of today are the future of tomorrow. But I'll bet you that some men of God, some parents, and some elders are like, no, the world is doomed due to the kind of activities, the kind of practice, the kind of things that these young people are engaging themselves in nowadays. Like there is no future. Now, for example, you find a lot of lesbians, you find homosexuals, you find these scammers. That's the trend that is moving now. Are these the people that we are saying that they are the ones to drive Africa forward with all of this?
Yes. You know, it still comes back to what I just said here. When you don't build yourself to become independent, you might be doomed to accept certain things that under normal circumstances you are not supposed to accept. You know, empowerment and independence go together. When you are empowered, you become independent. That is why I say youth should strive to become independent. The reason is because the whole world system of the world of jobs is turning today towards its end. The world is moving towards its end according to biblical scriptures. So a lot of things are going to come. We have not even seen anything yet. The issue of homosexuality, lesbianism is still small. What is going to befall the world? And that is why I say that the world in which we find ourselves today, the youth should take advantage to develop and build themselves to become independent. The issues of lesbianism, homosexuality, or cultism as a whole, these are what we call fraternities. They do exist. They have been there for long. These are not new things, but they were more or less elsewhere. They are coming now into the African space as strange spirits that have been hiding. It has been in the African space, but it was hiding. Now it is showing its ugly head up, and it is already in the lobbying stage. Those behind it are lobbying for states to accept it, and once states accept it, they have destroyed their systems, especially in Africa. So the young people, how can they escape this? I gave two ways. The first way is that they need to receive Jesus Christ as their personal Lord and Savior, so that when these things come, they know that these are strange gods. They will not put their hands into it. The other side is they have to empower themselves and become independent, so that when you are doing something which is yours, they will not come and impose homosexuality on you, because you don't need people's help. You yourself, you are doing your thing and you are moving ahead. A lot of young girls and young men who are falling prey into this thing are, first of all, very lazy youths. They don't want to work. They don't want to build their lives and become independent. Some of them are greedy, and youths that have greed at the back of their mind. They want to gain what they have not labored for. Youths that wish to gain positions of responsibility that they don't deserve. And the condition is you have to become a homosexual, you have to become a lesbian, you have to join occultic fraternities like Freemasonry or Rosicrucianism, and there are many. There will be an edition where I will list all those names. They are online. They are online. But let the youth see some of these evils, these bad things that are there. Freemason, homosexuality, Illuminati, Rosicrucianism, all of them. People who are sitting at home now and hearing what I'm saying and who are in it, you know this. Please help to tell youth that these are bad things. Let them not join. Let them not come into it. Don't deceive youth. Don't lure youth to enter these things that are bad. They are not going to help our communities. These are bad things. These are strange spirits that are coming our way. So there is hope in Christ. There is hope in Jesus. Why building your future? The future of the youth is today. Youths are not the leaders of tomorrow. They are the leaders of today. If you don't lead your life today, you will not be able to lead your life tomorrow. Youth should be responsible. That's why I talk about responsibility. I have a caution to give to youths, a very big caution to give to youths. The African politics is dirty. I want to make this point clear. The African politics is dirty. So when you are going into things like politics, know that you are going to meet grandmasters and principalities. They are the ones that are heading political parties in most of the cases. And you will be initiated into those their things. That's why I tell you that the real time to enter African politics is coming. It's not now. Very soon these grandmasters and the rest, you will not see them again. I'm not saying that you should not have political ambition. Have it. But there are some spheres that you cannot penetrate. In the given situation and the current situations, they are blocked by grandmasters. They are blocked by principalities and powers in high places, full of evil and dirtiness. Let the youth know this. That's why at times I laugh when I hear a pastor or pastors saying that pastors should join politics. I laugh. I say, you've not even managed a small church. I said, you've not even managed a small church. Now you are calling, you want to go and join politics. So what am I saying here in summary? I'm saying that the youth of today, please find your way through developing yourself. Am I saying that youth cannot be politicians? No, you can be politicians. But know that the political arena in Africa is extremely slippery, corrupt, and occultic. So you should be ready to face this. You should be ready. Don't say that you do not know. Am I saying that you should not go into politics? No. But I'm saying that when you are going to somewhere, know how complex that terrain is. So you should not claim to me that I did not know it. I did not know it. We saw a young man hung, and who was saying that he doesn't have anybody to give. He did not know that this is what they are putting him in. He hung himself and died. He lived a year.
Yes.
He did not know. They put him in. He did not know. And he himself is expressing, I did not know that this is what you people, I don't have anybody to sacrifice. Those things require sacrifices. I'm telling you people, you have to know this. The world is so dirty. The world of politics is so dirty. In a way that when you are putting your hand there, know that you are vowing for confrontation. Powers meet powers. It's not a laughter or laughing matter here. Don't say you do not know. So you should know this. It's not a space that you can just laugh. Even when you look at when they are inaugurating structures, or when you have the inauguration ceremony of heads of states in the world, if you check very well, you see it. Some of you don't know how to see those things. You have some of those symbols. They are strong symbols of Freemason, Illuminati, and so on. So when you see the world of politics, you don't look at it like that. Please, I see so many young men making noise. Hey, I'm this, I'm that. Wait, when the retail will come, you run with your 2 legs. You not come back. What am I saying? The space is extremely slippery and full of evil men and women. I mean, evil men and women. The best way is empower yourself as a youth. Be ready. Your time will come. Be ready. Don't go and join people whose hands are not clean. Don't go and join them. Better you start your own political party, which you will be the one to lead it, and you define the way. But take note that they will still come. As though they want to join you as members. They want to come and sponsor you. As you are being sponsored, you are also going in to be with them. The world is wicked and evil. The homosexuality thing you are seeing like this, the lesbianism thing you are seeing like this, it did not start today. Now it is showing its ugly head because it has already gained grounds. So it wants to show its ugly head so that to see the reaction of the masses. But the masses are resisting it. But for how long are they going to resist it? For how long? You have a lot of homosexual Africans who left our continent. They are abroad. They are homosexuals. They are lesbians. They are abroad. It's accepted there, but it's not yet accepted in many African countries. And they are forcing it, and they are using money. They are using lobby. They are using avenues to press this ideology, this satanic ideology. They are pressing it down to Africans. Youth, it is slippery, especially these girls who don't want to see money. You don't want to work. You only want free money. You will get it, and you will get it the hard way. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. The wisdom of Mr. Musoke cannot be measured. Madam, this other question, I know you're the voices of the women, the voice of the women, and you always talk good about women, but there's this aspect that if we don't discuss it, it means we are not really looking at it. It's a reality. Women now are they are into promiscuous. Yes, they are promiscuous, and they get into all sort of things. Like nowadays, you find a married woman cheating. Nowadays, you go, you see people fighting. Even the last time on social media, I saw 2 women fighting because of a man negating themselves in public and all of that. Those are some of the activities that we find women engaging themselves in, and we say we are looking up to them as people who can help develop Africa. With this kind of behavior, you as a woman advocate, what do you have to say?
I really want to say that it's a shame. I don't even know how to hide my face. Unfortunately, I'm on camera. I don't even know how to hide my face, but I still want to look at these issues of women's attitude, women's way of doing things. I want to look at it through the lenses of empowerment. Most married women, they want to think that they are not getting enough from the marriage. They are not even empowered. They are just in marriage. Now, I don't want to justify it because Because you as a normal person, you as a human being, there is a value that you add to your life that nobody can devalue you. There is a way that you uplift yourself that you will not be prone to activities like that. But then, when a woman is fighting, and then they are fighting, and then another woman or both of them are just looking for a way to naked the other person. You know, there's a way that somebody will shame you that you will be depressed. Yeah, there's a way that somebody will shame you that you'll be depressed. So I think that what both of them, I've not seen them before. I don't know. I did not watch it. Actually, unfortunately, I did not watch it. But it's a very big shame on the women community, on the women banner. It is a bad thing. But I want to look at it through the lenses of empowerment. Like I said before, women should empower themselves. If you want to go and look at the guys, they have been fighting. I don't want to describe it so that it wouldn't look like a war, you know. If you want to look at the person that they are even fighting for, you see that they are just struggling to pick the crumbs of what that person is eating. Maybe you are in a relationship, you are in a marriage relationship, there's nothing you can offer yourself. You have pressed your husband to a point that your husband wants to die and leave you. There are men who actually decide to better die because of the kind of responsibilities that their wives are pressing on them because they themselves cannot value themselves. Now, Mr. Mosoke was just talking about how women who want to get something from a man, as women love money. There are women who know that we know what scammers are doing outside here. We see scammers shooting women. We see scammers using them for rituals. We see a lot of bad things about them. But then there are women who still follow the scammer. They will still be there. So till now, till tomorrow, there will always be two sides. There are women who better go there and die, and there are women who better stay even in poverty, because there is some women know that there is freedom in poverty than riches in slavery. As a woman, there is no way that you will just stay. You don't want to do anything. How will you not be prone as a married woman to be going out? I know that this is end time, and if you look at the book of Matthew chapter number 24 verse 11, read right down to about 14, you see that the Bible is telling us, God is telling us that this is the end time and that many false prophets will arise. Many false prophets. A false prophet doesn't just mean that he will be a false man of God. It doesn't mean that he will be a false pastor. All these wicked things, this sin, this ungodliness, this spiritism, and all these scammers, they are part of the end time. They are part of the end time. So, a hungry man is a vulnerable man. A hungry woman is a vulnerable woman. When you become so hungry, you can accept anything. When you are a hungry person, you'll be prone to fight. You don't even care. There was a time that I watched something on social media and they say, can you walk from my 17 to Malingo for 100 million? Somebody said, please increase the distance. say, what about if I walk to Bongo Square, how much will I have on the money? So they don't really care, because when you are poor, when you are not economically empowered, you become vulnerable. They don't really care. Anything you give them, they take. They don't even care even if they die in the process. So it's about empowering yourself so that you have, there is power in your decision. There is power in saying no. To say no to money is not easy. Money is a kind of thing that for you to say no to money, you must be empowered to have that money. So money should not control you, but you should control money. Money should be a servant and not a master. When you make money your master, that's when money will be commanding you. Go and sleep this way, go and sleep this way. Go and fight this woman. Go and do the money will tell you what to do. But if you empower yourself, you will send money on errands. So what are we saying to the African 21st century woman? Empower yourself so that you command money and not money to command you. That will not bring shame onto you, to women, to your community, and to Africa.
Young Network.
And about Young Network, this is the Young African Women Congress Network, which we have just empowered powerfully the chapter of Cameroon, and we are taking up on our summit on the 20th of July. That is next week. So we'll be holding it at the Women's Empowerment Center at Bongo Square. Please come. Last time we were here, we spoke about it, and I want to get it out of the box because the flyers are out. Mr. Mosoke is one of our guest speakers.
I saw it.
I thought you. So we'll get it.
He's going to really.
Yes. So we are going to. He's already on our flyers. Unfortunately, we did not even give the flyers so that they can put it up. But I
sent it.
Okay, sent it already. So our flyers are already up. Mr. Mosoke, the delegate of Women Empowerment, and the family is equally one of our guest speakers, and we have amazing speakers. So please come. This is on the 20th of July 2024 at the Women Empowerment Center at Bongo Square. Please come. You'll meet women who can hold your hand. You meet women like market education. You meet women who put you through market education. You meet women who had the stories that you had and they did not fail. So come and see an example of women that you can follow. Just like the Bible says that follow me as I follow Christ. We are following our pastors, which we believe that they are leading us towards Christ. So come and follow great women, not occultic women, no. Not women that are going to drag you down the ladder of wickedness. We are talking about sound-minded women, women who care about the mind, the mental health of young girls, of young women. Come, let us empower you. Come to this summit. You meet me, I'll meet you. Let us meet face to face. Let's discuss our challenges and see how we can forge ahead.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Musoke, would you encourage Pan-Africanism amongst the African youth for them to come together and see how they can push Africa forward?
Yeah, you know, this idea of Pan-Africanism started in the US. It's not even started in Africa. But nevertheless, we embraced the idea, and I think that to actually be powerful, people need to work as groups, as associations, and so on. And this issue of community work, teamwork, is not very strong in the African space. It's very strong with the Indians, strong with the Chinese, strong with the Jews, and other communities. The Africans are not really given into community work. Like, for example, the African diaspora that was supposed to be working towards establishing a lot in Africa, they are not really working as African diasporans. But other diasporans are working for their continent. So Africans must come out of the shell of individualism. Africans are too individualistic. Everybody wants to have his own, have his own, have his own, have his own. Like if you check in Buea now, the number of small things that people have created left and right, one of the best way is coming together with all these ideas now. You now have ideas, you can come together and you can form a platform and you work together and you see how to come up with something giant. While you still have your own individual own, we are not saying that it's bad, but working as a team is going to yield fruits. It's going to yield a lot of fruits. And when you people even wish to demonstrate what you are doing, there are people that will wish to come in to support what you are doing because it makes sense. But when you are alone all the time, individualistic, in everything individualistic, you cannot create any impact. You cannot.
We have opportunities.
Yes, we have so many small organizations in Buea now, just in Buea alone. But are they working together? No. Everybody is there in his own small corner, struggling. At the end, many of them are falling. They cannot go to anywhere because of that spirit of individualism. Try to work as youth, as a team. Those who are for agriculture, you can team up yourself in the area of agriculture. Those who are for ICTs or IT, you can team up yourself in the area of IT. Those who are for business, entrepreneurship, you can team up yourself in those areas. Then again now, you can now form a stronger group now that has all these facets. And you see how you can link up all these facets: agriculture, business, ICTs, entrepreneurship, health, and so on. Then you now see that you have a strong force that can attract a lot of funding. I mean, a lot of funding. Those who are in the sector of education and so on. These are the ways that people can use in order to become strong and bring development in their communities. You cannot bring development as an island. You are alone. You want to make a name. You want to be the only cock growing in the environment. That individualistic spirit is there. You must kill it and work as one. If not, we'll continue to be like that and cry and cry and cry, and we'll have no help. Because help does not come when people are individualistic, selfish, and greedy. Help comes when people work together and people see that what they wish to accomplish is going to help the community. It's not individuals. So that is just what I wish to say. Thank you.
You're welcome. I wish to also thank Isaka Daina. She's watching us from Limbe, and she says she's actually enjoying the program. I believe her question is still coming up. Thanks for watching, and also you who is watching from home, you can be part of the program. There is a number on your screen. Madam, I would like us to talk again a bit about the Young Network, because you know, women, most of times, you really have to tell them something over and over, and people believe that what is free is, they don't value it. Is it free? Are they going to pay some money?
The attending of the York Network Summit, which is coming up, is not free. It's not free because people think that anything that is free is cheap. It's not free, just that a group of women have offered to pay for some people who are coming to attend.
Okay.
So if you want to attend and you cannot pay, actually to attend the summit is 5,000 francs. But we have a lot of free spaces which have been paid for. That's why I said that people should come, because I still have like some 11 spots which have been paid for and have not been able to complete the names. We actually had over 30 spots which have been paid for. That's why I said if you want to come. Don't think about coming to pay to attend a seminar, because some women paid for a lot of spots that people can come and attend. So it's not actually for free. We have guest speakers that are coming, very strong guest speakers, so it cannot be for free. And the network itself is not any kind of network. It's a network that once you register as a member, I would speak about the registration and everything. Somebody will be speaking about that during the summit. When you register, there's a lot of benefits that you benefit. It's going to make you to be proactive. It's going to make you to meet women who can pull you up the ladder. It's going to make you to attend other network seminars in other countries. Actually, we have a spot in Nigeria right now in Abuja, which will be going in 2 months. We have a spot in Sierra Leone. We have a spot in Uganda. We have a spot in Kenya. And all those places, once you are a member, you can attend those places. It opens you up to the world. It opens you up to opportunities. It opens you up to how to manage your life as a woman. We have a lot of free master's classes that empower women on mental health, on education, on communication, on a lot of things. So it's a very powerful network.
All right, Isaka is asking you how can she be part of the program and where is the venue? That's what she's asking now.
Actually, the venue is at the Women's Empowerment Center at Bongo Square on the 20th of this July. I'm talking of next week, 2024. So you can just come there in the morning at 9 a.m.
All right, thank you.
If you have a challenge, please, you can reach to me.
Okay, no problem. She can text anything. I will just relate it to you. Mr. Masoka, I want us to look at the Sustainable Development Goals for youth. They said they will create initiative that aims to activate young people to contribute towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Those initiatives, since this goal, they created these Sustainable Development Goals. Do you think that looking at the United Nations, looking at Africa, are they really putting hands on deck to ensure that all those things that they mentioned, they are working towards achieving it?
Yeah, the Sustainable Development Goals themselves are just facets that the United Nations, nations, organizations, and the rest came up with. I think there are 17 of them, and they have different sectors. So if they are to build women, they are empowering women in their respective sectors. But what I wish to say is that people should be able to identify where they belong. It means that if you're a woman, be able to identify your domain and develop that domain very well. If you are a lady, a young lady who wish to become useful tomorrow, of high value, check your domain, the domain that you think that is where you really fit. Develop it. We know of women that are doing so many things but at the end doing nothing. We know of men who are doing so many things but at the end doing nothing. You cannot evaluate them in a particular domain. A youth asked me, Sister Beth, I was trying to talk to him about domain. They say, in which domain do you operate? I told him, first of all, there are 7 domains. I will have that teaching on this platform someday. You have the domain of politics or government. I just need to rush down behind fast on it. You have the domain of education, those who are involved in the educational field. You have the domain of business or entrepreneurship. You have the domain of communication, like what you are doing here. You have the domain of arts and culture and so on. You have the domain of religion, where the pastors and the rest are found. You have the domain which we call the family. It's mostly talking about social issues, relationship and so on. Domain. Now, this young man asked me, in which of this domain do you find yourself? Because I was trying to talk to him to locate himself, and I told him there are thousands of subdomains under a domain. There are thousands of subdomains. It means that if you take the domain of business, there are thousands of subdomains under business. So you go to those subdomains. Somebody cannot be in a domain. You go to subdomains. You are in a particular subdomain. Even there too, you have subdomains and so on. So at least choose a sub and be there and develop it. We will come back to this. Someone that said I will really talk much to youth. I don't really get it clearly. Choose at least that subdomain in the domain in which you find yourself. Don't be everywhere in that domain, because there are millions of facets in a single domain. Choose your own small subdomain, develop it, build it, and become strong in that domain. You will be useful in the world in which we find ourselves today. The only problem which we have today is that many youths, many ladies don't want to work hard. You have to work hard. You have to burn the candles. Let me tell you, you have to burn the candles. You have to watch a lot of YouTube videos in your domain. You can watch even 1,000 YouTube videos in 1 year in your domain, and you see the varieties, and so that you have the knowledge, you know where you are standing, and you can be useful in that domain. That's what I wish to see. So it's not just haphazard. Like you even mentioned the issue of prostitution. We are going to come back to this, because we are going to touch an aspect of the family, and we are going to help to see that we have a pastor on board, we have a woman that will be objective on board, we have a man. This issue of DNA test that have put thousands of men heartbroken these last days, where you have 6 children, you go and do DNA test, only one is yours. So women have made up their mind to cheat. Then I follow up a video of a lady that was interviewed, and the lady says she is very sorry, and she knows that men don't know that women cheat. Women cheat more than men. She explained. She says because the avenue of women cheating, men don't understand it. That a woman can be going to the market, she branches somewhere. A woman can be going to work, she branches somewhere. A woman can close some work. She explained. No, she explained out of research. She quote research that they have done worldwide, and she is quoting and bringing data of what they have gathered. He says that she is sorry, but she feels for the men that unfortunately men don't know. But she is saying this as a woman. She is saying this as a woman and as a researcher and as a psychologist, that women, the way they are created, women naturally have the tendency to cheat. And she explains the scenario. We will come back to that. And that has given, he says she's sorry because many men have heartbreak today. Hey, this DNA say she's very sorry because men would have known that when you get married to a woman, 4 children might not be yours, 3 are yours. You should know that it's natural for women to cheat. We will come back to it. That was we will come back to it. This program today may not have the listen. Yes. The way forward is there. So we'll come back to that, because so many men are scattered today. They don't know where to keep their heads. You have 2 children, none is yours. with a woman in your house. She is laughing with you, there with you, but she's going outside and doing things. Please, we will come back to that.
Some self is not even outside.
We will come back to
right
that.
in the house there.
We will come back. We will come back to
All right,
that.
thank you very much.
Yes.
We'll actually look for a time to discuss that, Mr.
Yes,
Musoke,
yes.
because
Please,
it's
let it
really,
not be long.
even though we are laughing, it's a worry that
Very.
is in the society. All right, we don't have much time, madam. We are going. I want you to give us your maybe conclude everything that we.
Yes, I want to conclude by saying that women should not consider body shaming like something that should cause depression, something that will cause oppression, something that will cause them to be subjugated, something that will cause them to be relegated at the background. A lot of women have written to me, a lot of women have made me to understand that they are being body shamed. That is why they have a challenge to come out to the public. That's actually what is trending right now. We have this on our page, on our WhatsApp page, and on other pages on Facebook. People come out to talk about other women, not even men, other women body shaming other women, making them to feel like they are not woman enough. So this one, I really want to use this opportunity to pass out this message to all the women. You are not the one who made that breast to be like that. You are not the man, you are not the person that has caused that. You are probably, you have smaller legs, or you have this, or you have this. It's not you, it's God. God created you. And the Bible says that he created us in his own image and likeness. So I want to let you understand this morning that you are the image of God, and nobody should body shame you. Are you going through some challenges of stretch marks? Are you going through whatever thing that makes you to feel uncomfortable? I want you to know that being a woman is being beautiful. There's no woman who is not beautiful. The difference is just the packaging. When you package yourself well, you'll be presented as beautiful. So nobody, not even a man, should make you think that you are not wife enough. Not even somebody to make you think that you are not godly enough because of the way you look. Even in church, people body shame people. In many other institutions, people body shaming has become the order of the day, and it's making a lot of girls, it's making a lot of women to feel insecure. Once you are insecure, your light cannot shine. Your lamp, the loss. So don't allow somebody to make you feel insecure. And before I leave, I want to say the summit is coming up on the 20th of July. Please be part of the summit. Come, let us understand what is a challenge, and let us challenge the challenges together.
Thank you. Let us challenge the challenges together. That one is nice. Mr. Musoke, give us your own conclusion.
Yes, I will encourage all the women to attend that seminar. It's good. Just attend and learn and get something new from there. It's going to be great. It's going to be good. What is going to be said here, maybe said there, maybe you have not heard it before concerning a woman. Maybe you don't even know who a woman is. Please come and know who a woman is in such a place. Maybe you don't know the advantages that you have as a woman. Maybe you should come there, you will learn, and you know what you have. Women are very important people in the society, despite their weaknesses, and at times it's good to know your weaknesses so that you put safeguard against those weaknesses, so that you should not fall prey. Because if you don't know your weaknesses, you can fall prey. So women, you are encouraged to attend that seminar and come there expectant. Come there expecting. It's just in a few days from now. So come and attend the seminar. I just wish to also draw the attentions of the youth that youth, you have a lot to gain this year. Before this year comes to an end, I'll focus a lot to talk on youths, and there are many things that I wish to talk to youths, and you get one of them is the priorities of a youth. The priorities of a youth in the 21st century. We're not talking about the 5th century, we're talking about the 21st century. The priorities. So many youth don't know their priority. They jump left and right. I'm going to handle that topic in detail. We're going to handle it in detail. And when we are talking about the priorities here, we'll make sure that a lady is also here to talk about the priorities of ladies. Then we are talking about the priorities of young men. So we'll make it in a way that it should be balanced. You make it in a way that it should be balanced, so that that both sides is going to benefit. So youth, empower yourself, study hard, read, make sure that you follow a lot of YouTube videos in your domain of operation, and build yourself more. We are going to come back and much more is going to be given to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Musoke. Thank you very much, Madam Tambelin, for being part of the program. And come July 20, 2024 in Boya, every woman, be it young girl,
even the
old
men.
women, the men, you go to the Women Empowerment Center here at Bongo Square at 9 a.m. Sorry, 9 a.m. It's important. These are opportunities. We say we should take opportunities. We say people should empower themselves. We should get empowered. These are opportunities, so you should not miss out. This young lady is asking that she really love to be there. She says she's a farmer and a hairstylist. You see, that's what we are talking about. So you have to be there. Everybody should make sure that you go there and you gain a lot of things. You learn a lot of things. Mr. Musoke is here talking on TV. You're watching him on screen. Go and meet him one-on-one. After that, you follow him, okay, so that he will tell you where to meet him, so he gives you more knowledge. And that's how we saw it on this edition of this program this day. The Read broadcast will come up at 10 p.m. Do well again to join us next week for another edition. Thank you.